I love this quote, right?
Oh, yeah.
So one of my favorite quotes, it comes from Captain Jack Sparrow,
That's right.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
The great philosopher.
The great philosopher. He was wise, man. He was
Great
wise.
philosopher, Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. And he always said, or he said, the problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem.
Yeah.
And when it comes to progress, the problem is not the fact that you aren't losing weight. The problem is that you think you should be losing weight when you haven't put the necessary time and effort into developing the skills necessary to make that happen.
Yeah.
And the way you develop those skills is by focusing on other areas of progress outside of the scale, like the ones we just talked about,
Yeah.
and learning to enjoy the journey. Stop focusing solely on the destination.
Right. And tracking is very individual. So, if at first you're like, well, what do I track? I don't know what to track. Well, give yourself some time to figure that out over time. Like for some people, tracking hemoglobin, that's how they know. Because my hemoglobin is going up. That's how I'm going to track my progress. Or how they feel, how the food feels in their gut. Be able to figure out what foods make them feel their best and what foods they have a tendency to have negative reactions to. That's a big project for some people to figure out what foods, especially if you have like IBS or something like that. Track your progress according to, what foods, being able to know which foods you're able to eat well without having a reaction to them.
Yeah.
So it's a very individual thing, but very satisfying when you figure out your health markers that you want to track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and because doing that makes it sustainable. I just saw, do you know who Brandon Carter is?
No.
He's a fitness
Okay.
influencer, like super ripped dude, online trainer, even though he's not doing any of the training. I saw a video of him saying that he was actually saying the opposite of what we always say. So he was saying, he was like, I don't think it's a good idea to, play the long game and make slow progress. I think it's better to go really, really hard and lose a lot of weight and then learn the skill of maintaining. And now this guy has like millions of followers. Like he's one of the bigger. You probably would recognize him if you saw him. He's one of the bigger online trainers.
I think if Fairy died.
I'm like, dude, you call yourself a trainer and this is what you're telling people?
That is terrible.
That's terrible.
That's terrible.
The skill that just shows me how ignorant he is and how. But I think it's a really perfect example of what we're talking about with how you have to be careful, because I'm sure he wants his followers to think that so he can sell them a ridiculous, unsustainable program.
That appeals to the get rich quick or the fix it quick.
That's exactly what it
I
is.
can just fix this real quick and then I'll figure out how to keep the weight off. It appeals to that hurry up syndrome that we all have.
Yeah, it is. That's exactly what it is. It's a get rich quick scheme for your
weight.
health.
Yeah,
and it only benefits the people selling you that because because it's not sustainable for anyone. When you inevitably stop making progress, they can always turn around and say, well, are you doing what I told you to do?
Right.
You're not still only eating 1,200 calories a day? Well, if you just could stick to 1,200 calories a day, you'd still be making progress.
You're not doing the program, so it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Well, it's the program that's broken.
Yeah.
The whole premise of the program is broken.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's really a shame, and, we hope you guys really take to heart what we're saying, because there's no shortage of fitness influencers, movie stars. There's no shortage of industries out there that are preying on your insecurities and trying to make you think that there's something wrong with you and that they can sell you the thing to fix that. There's nothing wrong with you. You're where you are because of the skills you have.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's just a matter of developing the skill of health and fitness to get you to a healthier place.
Exactly.
And that's all it is.
Yeah. Sadly, it's not sexy.
Yeah.
It's not sexy.
It's not.
But the people that are, have tried all the things and then they finally come to us and go, all right, Let's do what really works, you
Yeah.
know, and they're willing to do the slow, you know, tortoise versus hare kind of thing. I tell you what, a few months in or a year in, they're just like, oh my gosh, I am liberated. I am free. I feel great. Yeah, everyone is so happy when they finally change their paradigm.
Yeah, and that's such a good point, because doing it that way, it's just less stressful, man. You take all that pressure off yourself, because
Yeah.
when you're in your mind, you're like, oh, I want to lose 40 pounds, you know, and this program
Yeah.
says I can lose 40 pounds in 3 months.
Yeah.
And it's like a doomsday clock.
Just, buy the meals or use the app or whatever it is that they're
Yeah.
selling.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's like too stressful, and you're already stressed out with everything else going on in your life. Why are you gonna? Fitness shouldn't be stressful. It should be, or let me repeat that. It should be positively stressful.
Yeah,
You know,
okay.
in a positive way. Like it shouldn't
Right.
stretch you so far that you break.
Yeah, right. And you should be able to fit it into your life, find ways to fit it into your life rather than trying to reshape your whole life to fit someone's program.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's how you know. That's the red flag.
Yeah.
If you have to rearrange your whole life to fit someone's program, then that's a red flag.
Run the other way.
Yeah.
That, and then, final takeaway, if your doctor only uses BMI, find another doctor.
So annoying. Or just call them out on it, you know.
Or, just call them
And
out.
just say, I don't think BMI is the best way to, test,
Yeah.
to track my progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, challenge them on it.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. But, so that's all we got for you guys today. Do you have anything else?
That is it.
That's it. All right, guys, work on shifting that paradigm.
Yes.
And just remember, there's nothing wrong with you. You're perfectly fine the way you are. You
Yeah.
just have to develop the skills of fitness to get to where you want to be.
That's right.
All right. We will talk to you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.